guys, in this video we're going to be focusing on, as you see here, let me just open up. I'm going to be focusing on the opener here, so we'll build this on in this video and the rest of the can as well. So with that said, as I mentioned before, I have provided you with like a template to build this piece up on top. The first thing we'll do is set the machine to top view, grab that image for the opener and place it on top. As you see, it's going to be it's going to be pretty big. We bring it in, that way it will come in as like inverse. I just invert the image so it's easier to work on. Then we start by clicking on a new mesh, so just DN, and then go back to basic, and then select this freeform poly modeling tool here, and we'll start by just building vertex 1, 2, 3, 4. For the purposes of this video, we're going to go a little bit faster, since at this point I have a good feeling that you understand the whole polygon, like how to build a polygon, how to select an edge, how to clone the edge by clicking Z, moving the edge, and then Control T, which is actually to move the vertices in place, right? Space, right? It's the same tool we're using. Space to release, C again to clone, and then we'll move again into place, Control T. So we'll do that. Another tool that we'll be using a lot here is like if we actually selecting Z and we cloning, Control T to adjust, right? Space Z to clone again, Control T, let's say for instance, and then you deselect. Now you're gonna select an edge and Z, right? Clone the edge again, space. So another tool that we'll be using a lot, as we used previously, is the joining of vertices. So we'll select two vertices. These are always got to be weld. We'll go to vertices here, join, and make sure that when you're cloning edges from different areas that the vertices are joined. So we go to vertices, vertex, select the two vertices. Make sure they, when you select them, let's say if you select two vertices, it'll tell you how many vertices you have. Let me see, shift. So if you see the numbers as you select vertices, they'll tell you. So when you're selecting two in the area, make sure there's two, you'll see it here, and then just join that. So at this point, what we're gonna do is actually show you one that has already been built halfway. So we're assuming that you could follow through this video and just build every one of these. The only thing that is different in here is that I didn't add, let me do this real quick so that I could show you. Z, space, C again, then Control T, right, and then just move this here. I'm gonna again select these two vertices, join, alright, and then let's just go to wireframe. There was only one problem with my drawing. I didn't add a line in here because there's a vertex here that actually continues down. So all you have to do is select these guys here, go to reflection, Option C to do a loop slice and bring it to this point here. Okay, once you do that, just make sure you move this vertex at this point, then adjust this one over here, and then actually give this a little bit of an angle, just that one, like so, and then continue building till you get halfway. Once you get halfway, you should have, I have one that is halfway here, so that just to expedite the video, it should look like this, so you can see here. So now once you're at the halfway point, what we're going to do is actually make sure you select all these edges, and they're 100% straight like we talked about. And if you don't know, you just get these edges of vertices and do a loop slice with your mouse around the edge. Shift, select them all, scale them and make sure they are the red 0 into the axis here. Space bar, mirror, and then now we go into duplicate, and we want to mirror this whole entire side to the other side, like so. Space bar, and now you see that this is built, huh? Now the next thing we're gonna do is let me see if I find my image here. See in here, that's this piece that I see right here. This goes down to a different level, so it bevels down. So this is how we start. This is how we do this here. We go into modal here. We go to perspective view. Let's turn this image off for a second. Zoom up, and this is why we build this specific way. So you select. Actually, let's select it from the top here. It's a lot easier, so you can see what's going on. This, if you see the way this was built, my poly flow here would indicate. She's gonna show you. See that this is what this whole piece here is what bevel down to the second level. So what you do is you click B for bevel, select here, and then what you do is click W for move and move down. Yeah, see, like so. And this is basically what we do. Okay. Now the only thing that you're gonna do different is you'll bring this down to a specific point. Now you got these inside walls. We're not gonna use these inside walls because what we wanted to do is bring this bottom piece to a different level. But these right here that you see around here, we're going to delete them because and I'll show you why. Once you delete them, you're gonna see that the piece look like it's in a separate level. So you don't need this that wall, because this is actually gonna bevel down into the, you see here, this piece is gonna bevel down and it's gonna be smaller here, and then the top here, this is gonna be a little bit thicker. So now that we have that done, if you move this to an angle, you're gonna see, you click tap, and now you're gonna see that you just get this material. It has the same feel that you have from that model that we just built. Okay, with that said, let's go back to tab. Let's go into right view. Actually, even a perspective view, so you see a little bit better. And we go to basics here, extrude. Click on this, move it down a little bit. See it? Just a little bit, something's off here. Let me space bar. Let me see. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Okay, let me just. Okay, let me just undo that for a second. Let me just make sure that everything's selected again. Okay, everything's selected. Let me back off a little bit. For whatever reason, it's not thick enough. Let's just do it again. Look around, make sure everything's good. Okay, basic, extrude. Click on it, bring this down. Make sure it's nice and thick. There you go. So you know you have the thickness of the, and we eyeballing it for now, but just to give you an idea how it's built. Alright, space bar. Now this piece in the bottom is even thinner. So what we gotta do is select all these polygons here, right? All of these in the bottom, back part. Okay. And just bring them up. Just a little bit. Just like so. Alright. So now, yeah, because this is a little bit thinner than this one. And now we just put like a we put an edge all around here in the middle. Option C. loop slice. Let's make sure it's at 50%. There you go. And we'll do the same in this face here. Option C. And that's pretty much good. We don't have to do it in here. So if we click tab of subdivision, we got pretty much what we're looking for. Now the only thing that I see different in here is like it's too flat here. Like I think some of this needs a little bit of some of this has to go in and out a little bit. There's this edge here. Let's select this middle edge here, but deselect all of these edges. We don't want this to be affected. And then just about here. Maybe take this off too. Just move this down W. See how it kind of gives you a little bit of that, you know, perfection that is needed. And let's do that the same with these guys, right? Let's just move that down, just so that it could give you that like, and you can move it as you like. Okay, with that, that should be pretty much what we're looking for. Okay, so let's go to top view, and then basically what you got to do now is scale this too, because if you actually, let me turn this off for a second. I have my my previous piece build, and I even got the can here. You see, this is the previous build. So now if you select your other piece that we just built, it's gonna be pretty much the size of the can. So just make sure you scale it down to fit in position, kind of like what I did here. I'll show you. See how I built it, then I scaled it down and made sure you fit it in place. And then the next thing I did was actually create this little circle here that is actually gonna be see, watch, it's this little piece that's just gonna hold it together. So let's go back to the top view and how you build that one. So it's basically you could just deselect everything, say a new mesh, go to this cylinder, go to this position here where the cylinder goes. You can make the size to be 12. It doesn't have to be that big because it's small. And just make sure this is somewhat round, the numbers, 285, 285, you know, within reason. Then you go to perspective view, and you see you could just extrude this up. Select this polygon, this other polygon in the bottom, right? And just say bevel, right? And they both beveling around the same time. Space B again, up, space, bevel, right? You just want to create some sort of interest, and then just click tab, and then you see now the piece is built. Just move it into place, you know. So because you know, when you're building, sometimes you just go low or high. You just want to make sure that it's right above right on top of the I'm just going to turn this off to show you. Yeah, make sure that it's right on top of the opener, and then just put the opener in place to your, let me just delete this, I don't need this one anymore. Make sure that it's on top. So like if you have all of these together, you could play around with these now. So playing around with, meaning like if you're on the right view, well, it's kind of hard to see it from here, but like if you select this and even this, and you want to do a rendering where this is open, you could actually bend it, you know, adjust it as needed, just a hair sometimes, just so that it look like it's been shifted with. If you need it, you can move this down, and I'll show you how after we build it. But now that we have this done, and this is all pretty much wrapped up, the next thing to do is actually to do the can. And the can, the way we do that is we're actually going to import that EPS that we worked on. And the way we do that is we go into File, Import, right? And we go to Illustrator, Okay, let me see which, I gotta remember now which one. Illustrator, the lid. It's a can sweep, so it's this EPS drawing. We open it up. Make sure that you are set to wire, and you're gonna see the profile here. Move it down. It's probably really small or huge, depending. In this case, it's really small, so you have to zoom in and out. Control option. By accident, I noticed that this line in the bottom, which is the table, came in. I wasn't supposed to bring that, so I'm just gonna delete that. And what we're doing is we're gonna scale this so that it matches the size of this can here. So let's just select polygon, R for scale, and just drag. So you see that it's actually, and this part in the bottom is going to tell you like the thickness of the can. So when you align it, it's gotta feel like it's inside of here. So it needs a little bit more. Right. Okay. So to us, right? Move this up a little bit. Looks like it needs to be just a little bit more. Alright. And this is believe it or not, this is the most difficult part about this, which is pretty much not much. A little bit more. Bring it down. Okay. So now we're right underneath. If you see this little lip is gonna go right on the back of the can that we just finished building. Okay. So let's move this right to the middle. Perfect. We go to the top view. Before we go to the top view, let's go perspective, look around. Just select this edge. There's another little piece that I brought in here. That's just for reference. Just select the can itself. We go to the top view. We're going to do a sweep. We're going to go into duplicate, radial sweep. So click right in the middle. Make sure it's set to 24, space bar, and you should be in good shape. So now, it looks like it's the polygons are inverse on mine. It might not be on yours. Sometimes things like this happen. So if it looks kind of like it's like ghosted, when you select reflection and it doesn't look solid, it looks like it's inverse, just select F on your keyboard. Just click F and it'll flip the polygons. It's just the polygons were flipped. Now you click tab, click M for the clay can materials, and then we just call this can. Right, let's just move this way up here. In my case, I had already done one previously, so I could turn this off, and you see it. My can, the lid and the opening, everything was already within the area. So you might have to make subtle adjustments to make it look as realistic as you want. If you decide to design a different can or whatever you decide to work on, you can make those adjustments based on that. For the overall, the can is already pretty much built. The only thing I suggest is, I don't know if did it or not, like this piece here. On the previous video, what I had was like, I actually built this piece that went around and down, and I brought it down pretty high, so pretty low, so just adjust it based on the drawing that we brought in. Let me just go to wireframe. If I turn all these off, see, I actually brought this as an example, as somewhat to follow. So you could adjust the side of your can to just follow this sort of like depth, and and as a guide, it'll help you. in this end, I think I did something similar. Let me see if I find. Yeah, you see mine. I just followed it. This one is extending in a little bit more, but you get the idea. So now that we have all these things built, okay, let's see, should look like so. Let me just put this in an angle. All right. Let me see if I could have a nice camera view. Oh, this is a nice camera view. Let me show you open preview rendering. Here's how the can looks. So at least this gives you an idea what we did so far. Okay, so these two videos at least will show you how to build a can. I'm uploading these two right now so that you could move far along. So when we meet on Thursday, if you have any questions as you're building this through your time, we could review then. All right, and I'll have another one just doing the UV map and texturing, and that I should probably bring up maybe later today or tomorrow. I should upload that as well. All right, thank you. Have a safe day. Bye.